Hello, this is the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Wednesday, April the 16th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in as a guest, or you can use your Facebook or your Twitter account to log in. Well, as I've been doing this past week, let me just bring up the chart of the SPY here. And the purple line here is where the SPY closed yesterday, and the green is where it opened today. So you can see we had a nice strong open, a very strong open. Gave up a little bit early morning. These are 2-minute candles here. Came back over the open, little jog down below the open, but now the market is closed, and you can see that we closed again over the open. So that's 2 strong days in a row. All the people who were expecting doom and gloom, I don't know what their story is right now, but you know, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, of course. Tomorrow could be a very slow day. Today was a very slow day for me. You know, this area right here was, it may look choppy because it's a 2-minute candle, but I mean, it's really not that big a range. And so tomorrow, being Thursday, the day before the holiday or the market being closed, could be extremely slow tomorrow also. But let me go over the trades that I actually took and posted in the room today. The first one was ESV. Now this came from my bounce plays. These are my bounce alerts, and you can see that I was alerted to it at 9:55 at 49.94. So right in this level right here, right over here is where I was alerted to it. Now it's because it had all these candles in a row, and just because I get an alert doesn't mean I take the trade right away. I have to watch to see what is going to happen. And so I kept watching it, and as it kept falling, I thought, okay, great. The more it falls, the better, because you know the theory being that the more it falls, and the more if it does bounce, then it can have a bigger bounce. So I watched it and it put in this candle right here, this red candle right there. That signified to me that the bounce could be over. So I took the trade right here at 49.75. And about 3 candles, 4 candles later, I exited. The bounce was obviously not over, so I took a 10-cent loss on that. Now, you notice that I was also alerted to it again at 10:17 at 49.37. So right in this area here as it kept falling. Now, I had seen this. I hope it shows up well on your monitor, but this red candle here has a giant tail, reverse tail, I guess, over it, and so does this green candle. I guess we'll call them shadows. And that now it could be a number of things. Could be bad prints. Something was going on there, and when that happens, I generally shy away from the trade. I just don't need any aggravation, not knowing quite what's going on. So, you know, it's too bad because had we not had these, I may have got back into the trade, taken it right about this level here, and it would have been a nice little bounce play on the second time anyway. So that was the first one. The second one was NTAP, yes, NetTap Incorporated. And the same thing, another bounce play. You can see I was alerted to it right here, 35.75. So right in this area, right actually down here is when I was alerted to it. So there is the bottom. So it actually showed me right where the bottom is. Now I've traded. I'm not sure if I've actually traded NTAP before, or I just know how kind of dynamic it can be with wide spreads and kind of can be very whippy. So I shied away for it at the beginning. I wanted to see what would happen, and you know, sure enough, it just kind of chopped around this area. But excuse me, but I mentioned in the room that if it got above 36, that I would take the trade, depending on the pattern. So when I saw these sort of rising bottoms here, I thought, okay, I will take the trade, and I took the trade at 36.06 and I sold half of it at 36.17 and the other half as it came back down at 36.10. So obviously nothing spectacular on this, but you know, a little bit of profit anyway on a day that just didn't seem to be giving me very many trading opportunities. The last one was OCN, and again, OCN, same sort of deal. This was on the bounce play, and you can see it was right here at 133 at 39.21. So it would have been right in this area here that I would have been alerted to it, watched it go down, came back up, and then when I got this green candle here that seemed to be the affirmation that there could be a bounce. Now, I saw this shelf here, this little shelf area here, and so I actually said into the room that this was going to be a scalp play for me because You know, I didn't know if it could get through this little ledge. But what happened is that when I saw this nice green candle extend up fairly quickly, I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, it could start to surge. OCN can be a very dynamic trader, and you know, I've seen it have tremendous runs before. So I did not stick to my guns on this one, and I didn't take the scalp, and I paid for it a little bit because I basically ended up selling back where I bought it. So there was no gain on that one at all. But I would do it again based on this this green candle, the width of it and all, and you know, it just could have had that nice surge. Now, let me just show you, there were 3 trades ahead of that I didn't take. And you can see a 103, 105, and 107 for CON, SYK, and RCL. Unfortunately, I was answering some emails at this point, so I missed these. Excuse me, but these are better setups than what this is. Remember this shelf here. So if you take a look at CON, CON, you see that this is where the alert came in at 43.34. So you see how all these candles are down, down, down. No little shelf, no bounce at all. Excuse me. So I'm not saying this was ideal because, you know, if you took the trade right here over this last red candle, there'd be a pretty wide stop. And it was pretty choppy, but nonetheless, if you did take the trade at 43.29 and you got out at you know, 43.80 or so, or even up in this area, that would have been a very nice trade to take. But again, look at the way these candles are compared to OCN. You know, yes, nice and down, but you get this little shelf here that can stall you. And just to show you what I mean again is here's RCL. All these candles are down, no shelf to stop you. The alert came in at 50.64. A little bit choppy here, but boy, that would have been a really nice bounce play. And then just the last one to show you was SYK. Same thing. Look at these nice red candles down here. No little pull-ups at all. And again, the alert came in here. Would have been again, a pretty wide stop if you were going to take it, but you know, pretty nice from 78.50 all the way up to 78, say 80 even. So a 30-cent gain in a fairly quick period of time. So those are the ideal ones, and that's why when I said if I took OCN, it was going to be more for a scalp. Unfortunately, I didn't do that because of that nice green candle. But at any rate, CMS is one that I'm in right now, and this is coming from I'm experimenting with this. I do a scan after the market closes, so I'll do a scan after the market once I'm done with this video, and I'm going to find some stocks for tomorrow to put in this list. And basically, what I'm looking for are stocks that have made a new 52-week high. And you can see CMS made a new 52-week high, and it closed above its or when it broke above this is it right here. So when it broke above this area here, I got interested and I actually took the trade. I think it might have been right here, 30.12, right here. I thought maybe it would do something right off the bat. Now it didn't. I held on through all this and decided to keep this overnight to see what might happen. If I look at it daily on this, you can see that here, this is yesterday's daily candle, so it broke free of all this, and you know, we may get a bit more of a continuation. So I'm in at 30.12, so hopefully we get a continuation tomorrow. So that's it for the trading today. It was again pretty boring for me. I may have to change the way I trade tomorrow because again, Friday will be the market will be closed. I may have to be a little more aggressive first thing in the morning if I do want to trade at all, because I don't expect later on in the morning and certainly in the afternoon I expect it'll get very quiet. So here's the address to get into the room, and you can log in as a guest. Use your Facebook or your Twitter account to log in. I hope to see you in the room tomorrow, and good trading on Thursday.